Now the sixth law of index says something power 0 is equals to 1. How something power 0 is equals to 1? Let us see. Can you write 2 minus 2 equals to 0? Yes, of course. So can we write a power 2 minus 2 or a power 0? Can we write a power 0 as a power 2 minus 2? Yes, of course. Now, by the law of index, we can write it like a power 2 divided by a power 2. Which law of index we have used here? We have used the law of index that if the bases are same, we can subtract the exponent of the denominator from the exponent of the numerator. So here we can write a power 2 minus 2 as a square divided by a square. By which law? By this law of exponent. Now can we cancel these two numbers? Yes, of course. And our answer would be 1. So a power 0 is equals to 1. So this is the sixth law of index. Now the last law of the index is if we have a power m whole power n, we can multiply these powers, that is a power m into n. For example, if you have a number 2 power 5 whole power 3, it means you can write it like this: 2 raised to the power 5 multiplied by 3, that is 2 power 15. I hope these laws of exponents are clear to you. Now we will start exercise 2.4. Assalamu alaikum. I hope students, all of you are well. Today we are going to start the laws of exponents and laws of indices. So students, let us start the laws one by one. But before we proceed further, let me ask you something. If I write down a number like x power 4, here x is called, no doubt, a variable as well, but there is a other position for this. This x is a base over here. And what about this 4? This 4 is called power or exponent or index. Right? So we are going to study the laws of exponents and the laws of indices. First law of the index says if we have two numbers a power m into a power n, that is two numbers are multiplied with each other with same bases. If the bases are same, we can add the power. This law says if the bases are same, we can add the powers. Let us write down. We are going to take any real numbers a and b, and m and n are positive integers. Right? M and n are positive integers and a and b belongs to the set of real numbers. Then the first law says if two numbers are multiplied with each other with same bases, we can add their powers. For example, if we have 2 power 2 into 2 power 5, so by this law, how we can solve it? 2 power 2 plus 5, right? So we can write it like this: 2 power 7. This sign is for implies that, right? So this is the first law of the index. Now what is the second law of the index? Second law of the index says if you have a power m divided by a power n, that is bases are same and in the divided form, so we can subtract the index or the power or the exponent of the denominator from the exponent of the numerator, that is a power m minus n. Fine? If the bases are same, this law applies only if the bases are same, so we can subtract the exponent of the denominator from the exponent of the numerator. For example, if you have 5 power 3 divided by 5 power 2, how would we write it down? 5 power 3 minus 2. And 5 power 3 minus 2 would be what? 5 power 1. So this is the second law of the index, that if the bases are same and they are in the dividend form, we can subtract the exponent of the denominator from the exponent of the numerator, and we will write down the same base only once. So this is the second law of index. Okay students, now the third law of the exponent says, if we have two numbers in the product form and there is a same index on the product of two numbers, so we can write it like this: a power m into b power m. That is, same power or same exponent could be written on the numbers separately. For example, if you have 2 into y, right? 2 into y whole power 3. So this law says we can write power 3 on 2 separately and then multiply this answer with the y power 3. As you can see that we can replace a product sign or multiplication sign with this point as well, right? Or dot as well. So let us take an example for this property. If we have 9 over x whole power 5. So this law says, or this power law of the exponent says, this power 5 could be written on these two numbers separately, that is on the numerator and on the denominator. That is 9 power 5 over x power 5. So this is a very simple law. Now the fifth law says, if we have a negative power raised to a number and we change the position of the number from numerator to denominator or from denominator to numerator. Here we are changing its position from numerator. As there is no denominator, it means denominator is 1. So if we are changing its position from numerator to denominator, the power would become positive. You can see this law in this form as well. If we have a fraction of number a over b whole power minus n. So this law says what? We can write the number or invert the number written over here, b over a, and whole power would become positive. How it become positive? Let us see. A over b whole power minus n. Can we write it like this? A power minus n over b power minus n. By which law? By the fourth law. That power could be written on the numbers separately, on the numerator and on the denominator. Now by the fifth law, if I change the position of a power minus n from numerator to denominator, the power would become positive. And if I change the position of b power minus n from denominator to numerator, its power would become positive. Now can I write it collectively as b over a whole power n? Because the power is same or the exponent is same, we can write it only once. So this is the fifth law of exponent, which you have to keep in your mind. Okay, let us start exercise 2.4. Now exercise 2.4 is all about the application of the laws of exponents, which we have studied right now. The first question is, use the laws of exponents to simplify the following. So let us solve the first part of this question. First part of this question is 243 power minus 2 by 3 multiplied by 32 power minus 1 by 5. As you can see, if there is no sign among two numbers, it means there is a sign of multiplication. And in the denominator, we have 196 whole power minus 1 under a square root. Now what would be our first step to solve these type of questions? First of all, we will factorize the numbers given in the brackets. That is we will factorize the numbers given, that is 243, 32 and 196. First of all, we will factorize these numbers. So let us factorize these numbers. 196. All of you know the procedure of the prime factorization. How would we factorize? With the prime numbers. 2 into 8, 2 into 9, 9 to 18, and then 2 into 8, 16. Now the next step would be 2 into 4, 8, and 2 into 9, 18. Now what about this? 7 into 7 will give you 49. And 7 into 1. Here the prime factorization of 196 being done. Now what about the prime factorization of 32? Let us factorize 32. 2 into 6, 12. 2 into 8, 16. 2 into 4, 2 into 2 and 2 into 1. Prime factorization is a procedure which you have done in the previous classes already. So I think there is no need to explain the prime factorization. Now, can you divide it by 2? No, as the number on the unit place is 3, is not even. So we will factorize it with 3. 3 into 8, 24. 3 into 1, then. So this is the way how to prime factorize the given numbers. Now we can write 196 as what? 2 into 2 into 7 into 7. And what about 32? Can we write 32 as 2 into 2 into 2 into 2? How many times? 5 times. And what about 243? Can we write 243 as 3 into 3 into 3 into 3 into 3? How many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let us write these numbers over here. 243 could be written as what? 3 power 5. And whole power was what? Minus 2 by 3. Now what about 32? 32 could be written as 2 power 5. 2 power 5. And whole power was what? Minus 1 by 5. And what about the denominator? 196. It could be written as 2 power 2 into 7 power 2 and whole power is minus 1 under a square root. Fine. So this is the work which we have done over here is not a rough work. This is the part of the solution. So you can write it like this. Similarly, you can write it 2 power 5 and this as 3 power 5. So this is not a rough work. You will solve these steps parallel to this step. Now what we have to do is, here we have to use the laws of indices. Which of law of index which we are going to use in this step? First of all, here 3 power 5 whole power minus 2 by 3. That is, the powers would be multiplied with each other. Similarly here, the powers would be multiplied with each other. And in this step, which law we will use? We will use, whichever the law you are going to use, you will mention it with the parallel to the step in which you are using it. That is a power m whole power n. You can write it like this, a power m into n. In the numerator, you will use this law. And in the denominator, which law you will use at the first? At the first, you will use a power minus a power square root of m. A power n could be written as nth root of a and whole power n. That is, you can replace the exponent or you can write down the exponent above the radical sign. So here in the numerator, we are going to write down the law which we have used, 3 power 5 multiplied by minus 2 by 3. And then 2 power 5 multiplied by minus 1 by 5. Now what about the denominator? Which law we have used here? This law. We will write down the power minus 1 above the radical sign, that is 2 square multiplied by 7 square and then square root of this whole power minus 1. For our convenience, we have used this law. Okay students, let us start exercise 2.4, which is all about the applications of the laws of exponent. So here we will start question number 1 and part number 4. What would be our first step? Here first of all we will factorize 81, 243 and 9 through prime factorization. So let us prime factorize 243. Here we will prime factorize 243 with which 3. Definitely it is not divisible by 2. So 3 into 8, 24, 3 into 1, 3, then 3 into 6 and 3, 7, 21. So students, you have already done prime factorization in the previous classes. Fine. Here there is no need to factorize 81 because 81 is already prime factorized during the prime factorization of 243. Similarly, 9 is also prime factorized during the prime factorization of 243. So can we write 243 as 3 into 3 into 3? How many times we will multiply 3? 5 times. So it could be written as 3 power 5. And what about 81? 81 could be written as 3 power 4. 81 could be written as 3 power 4. And what about 9? 9 could be written as 3 power 2. Now here we will replace these values with their exponent powers. So 81 power n could be written as 3 power 4 whole power n into 3 power 5 minus 3 power 4n minus 1 and then 243 could be written as 3 power 5. And what about the denominator? 9 could be written as 3 power 2. 3 power 2 whole power 2n into 3 power 3. Now students, once we have written this in this form, now we will use the laws of exponent which we have studied. So which law of exponent we'll use over here? A power m whole power n. So powers would be multiplied with each other. So we will use this law of exponent at the first. So this could be written as 3 power 4n into 3 power 5 minus 3 power 4n minus 1 and then multiplied by 3 power 5. What about the denominator? 3 power 2 whole power 2n would become 3 power 4n into 3 power 3. Now students, can we take common 3 power 4n and 3 power 5 from numerator? Because both terms have this. But before that, can you write 3 power 4n minus 1 as 3 power 4n into 3 power minus 1? Can we separate it? By using which law of exponent? Denominator would be written as it is. So which law of exponent which we have used over here? A power m into a power n is equals to a power m plus n. Fine. Now we can take 3 power 4n and 3 power 5 common from both these terms. 3 power 4n into 3 power 5. So what would be remaining? Minus 1 minus and here 3 power minus 1. And what about the denominator? We'll have 3 power 4n into 3 power 3. Now students, here the bases are same, we can separate the exponent of the denominator from the exponent of the numerator. So 3 power 4n minus 4n. We can write this as 3 power 4n minus 4n and 3 power 5 minus 3. So whichever the law of exponent you will use, you will mention that law parallel to the step. Now what about this? 3 power minus 1? Can we write it 1 over 3? By which law of exponent? Here we have used two laws. First law which we have used over here is a power m over a power n is equals to a power m minus n. Here we have used two laws of indices. First we have used this law, a power m over a power n equals to a power m minus n. And secondly we have used which law of index? That is, if we have a power minus n, it could be written as 1 over a power n. That is, exponent will become positive if we change its position from numerator to denominator. Now this would become 3 power 4 minus 4n minus 4n, 0. Into 3 power 5 minus 3, 2. Now what about this? Here we will take LCM. As all of you know, how to take the LCM? Now again, which law of index we will use over here? Something power 0 is equals to 1. A power 0 is equals to 1. So 3 power 0 would become 1. 3 power 2 would become what? 3 into 3? 9. And what about this? 3 minus 1? 2 divided by 3. Now you just have to simplify it. 3 into 3, 9, and 3 into 2 is equals to 6. So 6 is your required answer. Now let us solve the second question. Okay students, now question number 2 is show that this one is equals to 1. So whenever we have to prove, we will take one of the sides of the given equation. So let us take left hand side. Left hand side is x power a over x power b whole power a plus b. Then x power b over x power c whole power b plus c. Similarly, x power c over x power a whole power c plus a. Now which law of index we will use at the first? Here as the bases are same and numbers are in the division form, so which law of index we will use? We can separate the exponent of the denominator from the exponent of the numerator. So x power a minus b whole power a plus b into x power b minus c whole power b plus c. And here x power c minus a whole power c plus a. Which law of index we have used here? You will mention that law parallel to the step. That is a power m over a power n is equals to a power m minus n. This law of index we have used here. Now what about the second step? Which law of index we will use? We will multiply the powers. Have you studied this law of index? A power m whole power n is equals to a power n into n. So this law of index we will use over here. You will mention that law parallel to this step. A minus b into a plus b, x power b minus c into b plus c into x power c minus a into c plus a. Right? Now can you see here we can use an algebraic formula. Which algebraic formula we are going to use? Think about a plus b into a minus b gives you what? A square minus b square. So this algebraic formula we will use over here. It would become what? X power a square minus b square into x power b square minus c square into x power c square minus a square. Now students, which law of index we will use here? As the bases are same and we can add the powers. So here we can write it like this: a power a square minus b square plus b square minus c square plus c square minus a square. So which law of index we have used here? A power m into a power n is equals to a power m plus n. So you will mention this law parallel to this term. Now can we cancel plus b square minus b square? It will give you 0. Plus c square minus c square, 0. Similarly, plus c square and minus c square will give you 0. So we will have x power 0. Which law of index we will use over here now? Something power 0 is equals to 1. Fine? So this would become 1. And this was what? Given in the question. So we have proved left hand side is equals to right hand side. Okay students, now question number 3, part number 2 is this one. Here we have to solve it. But before we will prime factorize 216 and 25, let us solve the denominator. How we will solve the denominator? Can we write it like this? 216 whole power 2 by 3 multiplied by 25 power 1 by 2. Now 0.04. If we eliminate the decimal point, it would become 4 over 100. Isn't it? Yes, it is. Now we can simplify 4 over 100 over here. It would become what? 2 into 2, 2 into 5, and then 0, 2 ones are 2, and then 25. So what we will have? We will have square root of 216 whole power 2 by 3 multiplied by 25 power 1 by 2, and the denominator is what? 1 over 25 whole power minus 1 by 2. So students, first of all, here you can use the law of index that if we have a power minus n or a over b whole power minus n, we have studied this law that if we invert the fraction, the power will become positive. And we have proved this law during when we have studied the laws of exponent. So here in the denominator it would become 216 whole power 2 by 3 into 25 power 1 by 2, and in denominator we will have 25 over 1 whole power plus 1 by 2 by using this law of exponent. Now we will prime factorize 25 and 216. If I prime factorize 25, it would become what? 5 into 5, 25, and 5, 1, plus 5. Now 216, what about 216? Can we divide it by 2? Yes. Here we will have 0, 2 into 8, 16. So this is the way how you will prime factorize 216. Okay, now can we write 25 as 5 into 5 and 216 as how many times we will multiply 2? 3 times, and similarly 3 times. So we can write it like this: 2 into 2 into 2, and then 3 into 3 into 3. And whole power is what? 2 by 3. And what about 25? We can write 5 into 5 whole power 1 by 2. Similarly, in the denominator we will have 5 into 5 whole power 1 by 2 under a square root. Now we can write it like this: 2 power 3 into 3 power 3. As the bases are same, we can add the powers. How many times 2 is? 3 times. Similarly 3, and whole power is 2 by 3. And what about next? This could be written as 5 square whole power 1 by 2. Similarly in the denominator, 5 square whole power 1 by 2. Now student, which law of index we will use over here? First of all, here we can use this law of index, that is a power m whole power n. Powers would be multiplied with each other. Fine. And here which law of index we can use? A power m, a into b whole power m, whole power m. So same power could be written on the numbers separately: a power m into b power m. Now by using these laws of index, this would become what? Square root 2 power 3 into 3 power 3, and this power 2 by 3 could be written over here separately on these numbers. And what about this? 2 into 1 by 2. 5, 2 into 1 by 2. Similarly, in the denominator we will have 5, 2 into 1 by 2. 2 could be cancelled over here. Yes. Now let us solve it further. So students, here we can cancel 5 with 5. Now what about this? Can we cancel 3 with 3, and similarly over here? Now it could be written as square root of 2 square into 3 square. Now we can use the property of the radicals over here. We can write it like square root of 2 square into square root of 3 square. Which property of radicals which we have used over here? Square root of a into b. We can write it as the square root of a into square root of b. So we have used this property or the law of radicals. Now we can cancel the square with the square root. Similarly here we will have 2 into 3 and our answer would be 6. I hope this is clear to you. Now students, what you have to do is you can do the practice of from the question number 3 to 7 of the review exercise 2 by yourself. Now students, here I would like to mention one thing which you have to keep in your mind, that 5 power 2 power 3 is not equals to 5 power 2 whole power 3. They are totally different. How they are different? Let us see. If I take 5 power 2 power 3, it would be what? Here 2 raised to the power 3 is given. It means we have to multiply 2 how many times? 3 times. So it will give you what? 5 power 8. 5 power 2 power 3 means 5 power 8. Now what about this? 5 power 2 whole power 3. Can anybody tell me how we will solve it? We will use a law of index over here. Which law of index? A power m whole power n. That is, powers would be multiplied with each other. So it will give you 5 power 2 multiplied by 3. That is 5 power 6. So they are totally different terms. Don't mix up them. Now you can solve the third and fourth part of question number 3 by yourself. So here exercise 2.4 is completely done. So you have to practice this exercise. Okay students, good luck and Allah Hafiz.